Hi there, Jen Roque here. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Central Florida, and welcome to my Monday Facebook Live. Today I have 3 awesome projects. We're wrapping up my virtual mini catalog launch party today. I'm going to show you the 3 cards that I posted and how to create them, and then if you go to my blog today at noon Eastern Time, I will have all the winners announced for my prize bundles. All week long last week, I posted a new card and then, or a prize bundle, and you had the chance to enter. It's pretty simple. All you had to do is be a newsletter subscriber and then comment on my blog or my Facebook page about whatever I put on my blog, like what's your favorite Halloween tradition or what's your favorite Christmas movie, things like that. So I already drew the winners this morning and got the blog post ready, so congratulations to everybody that won. But again, be sure to head on over to stampcampwithjen.com at noon today to find out if you won or not, okay? Couple of reminders. So today is the last day for the Designer Series paper sale. If you haven't taken advantage of that, there's about 9 paper packs from the annual catalog that are 15% off, and today is the last day to take advantage of that. Tomorrow starts the new mini catalog and Sale-A-Bration, so you'll be able to order all the holiday goodies and get your free Sale-A-Bration items starting tomorrow. And then if you haven't already checked it out, go over to stampcampwithjen.com and see this month for August, my free gift are the cute adhesive stars that we're actually going to be using on my first card today. So that is a free gift when you place a $50 order with me. So, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around, and then we are going to get started with our first project. So I prepped most of it this morning, so it'll be really quick and easy. So these are the 3 cards that I posted last week. This was my like Halloween and fall themed one, and you can see I used some of those cute stars on it today. This is a really cute, simple one. I love these little stars. They're like an iridescent color, like a little shine to them, and they already have the adhesive on them, so all you have to do is pick them up and stick them to your project. And then this gingham ribbon is so pretty. I love it. So that was my Halloween card. This was my non-traditional fall themed card, and if you can kind of see, I actually added Winka Stella to the berries in the fruitcake and the little holly leaves and berries up here. And then the stand, I added Winka Stella, and then we're going to use our fine tip glue pen to make the stand look like it shines. Isn't that cool? And then, oh, and this whimsy paper, I will be showing you that. Look how it has like this holographic sheen to it. It's so neat. I love it. And then this velvet ribbon is so pretty. I could just sit here and rub my finger over it all day. Oh, hi, Sue. Me too. So, tomorrow is extra special for me because it's actually my son's 10th birthday too. So it'll be a very fun, busy day tomorrow. We have lots of things going on. All right. And then this was my Christmas card that I made, my friendship Christmas card. These animals are hand cut from the new Penguin Playmates paper. And then this is that bedazzling paper that's a free item as well. So both of these papers are free with $50 purchase. And I have to note that this bedazzling paper, so there's 3 items in Sale-A-Bration that will only be available while supplies last. I guess Stampin' Up! Doesn't have enough to guarantee that it will last through the whole Sale-A-Bration period. So this is one of them, this bedazzling paper. So if this is something you want, I would order that. Put that on your order first. This is one. I think there's like the sheep dyes, and there's one other thing. I have it all on my blog, and I'll post another reminder when I post the replay for this on my blog as well, so that you don't forget. But there are 3 items. Make sure that you order them first so that you get them before they run out. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started with our cute Hey Boo card. It was funny because I was listening to Halloween music the other day when I was working on stuff, and my husband's like, seriously, it was July and I was already listening to that stuff, and he thinks I'm crazy, but I love Halloween and fall, and I've actually had my first pumpkin coffee the other day. They put pumpkin creamer out and I was so excited. I'm a huge pumpkin nut. All right, so for this project, we're going to be using this Cutest Halloween. The Hey Boo comes from there. And then I have my white die cut for the Hey Boo is from this Pretty Pillow Box dies. This is actually listed with here it is. Pretty Pillow Box dies right there. So these are listed in the front of the catalog. I want to say it's like page 11 with a lot of the Christmas stuff. But I love these dies. I'm actually going to be sharing a 3D project that we did at Stamp Camp this week. I'm going to have a video for that on how to put these dies together, and they just come together so quick and easy. I have a Halloween and a Christmas version, so be sure to check my website this week for that as well. Oh, good morning, Sue. Both my Sues are here. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to show you really it's not really the most complicated, but it's just something to keep note of. So whenever you have directional paper, you want to make sure that you pay attention to how you're cutting, okay? So I didn't cut my boo paper, my ghost paper, because I wanted to show you how to do that. But I do have my Highland Heather. This is a card base. I've already folded it in half. And then we have a black mat that we're going to put on top of it. And then this is going to go on top of our black mat. So first we want to cut our paper. So with the ghost facing in the right direction, we want this to be at let me move this down so you can see. Sue's do roll. You guys do roll. I love you guys. All right, so at 5 1/4, we're going to move it and we're going to cut the edge off here, okay? And then we're going to go down to 4 inches. We're going to rotate it so that they're sideways and cut down 4 inches. Okay, so we have this little strip, which is perfect because we're going to die cut this little ghost right here for the front of our card. And then what we're going to do is we need 1.5 inches. So I'm actually going to flip it this way because I need 1.5 inches for the bottom. And so basically what we're going to do for our card is we're going to flip it like that. And that's going to be our card front here. Did I cut that right? Yeah, it just looks really short to me, but that's right. So see, we're using all one piece, and all we're doing is we're flipping that bottom piece over, and that's it. But you just got to pay attention to your direction. When you have directional paper like that, you don't want to cut it the wrong way. So again, we just cut, this was 1.5 inches, and then we're just going to flip that over for the bottom, and that's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and remember, this is that little scrap piece. We're going to get our punch and punch him out. So hold on 1 second. Forgot to grab that this morning. So this punch comes in the Cutest Halloween bundle. Oh, my light is super bright. I'm going to try to block it. No. I'm trying not to give you guys a glare, but basically it's got this little ghost. You can cut out the cat and the pumpkin right there. So we're going to cut the little ghost out here. So you can cut it out like this, but then you're going to have all that excess that you'd be cutting out and wasting. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get my scissors, and we're just going to I'm going to cut out, and honestly, I do this for a lot of the images in the paper because I don't want to have that waste. I want to be able to use the other pieces if I want to like hand cut it for something else. So we have this little piece, right? So now how do we get it in our punch so we can hold on to it? Well, if you take a scrap piece of paper, so looking at our punch, we're going to put it in sideways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little tiny bit of adhesive, not a lot, just enough to kind of lightly stick it to our paper. And then I'm going to push that onto my scrap there. And that's just giving me an arm to hold my paper and get it in that punch, okay? And so now we can use that and get our image in place. I always punch upside down so I can see what I'm punching. There we go. We got him positioned and we punch him. And now we got our little ghost. And then you just take that off and throw it away. I always have scrap paper somewhere, so. And then if there's a little bit on the back, you just peel it off and you're good to go. Now you have your little ghost. Okay. So let's assemble. We're gonna take some steel and put this down on the top here. We're just gonna have a slight border around the edges. And then we're gonna line this up right below it, that boo right below it. So we're just gonna line that up here. Again, you're gonna have a slight border. Oh, I just love this paper. It's so cute. A punch arm. Yep, a punch arm is, you have to do it, honestly. There's no other way around it. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna take a couple glue dots. So this is a little trick I teach in my stamp camp classes with ribbon. So anytime you have ribbon that you're trying to tie down, I like to take a glue dot and kind of put it behind where my ribbon is gonna go on the front of the card. So like my ribbon's gonna cross over this line and kind of cover it up. So I'm gonna look and see about where my ribbon would be, or where that line would be, and then put a glue dot on the back, if that makes sense. So the line is here, so we're gonna put a glue dot on the back edge behind where that line is. And then what that will do is that will kind of hold our ribbon in place while we're tying a bow and keep it from kind of sliding all over the place. So now you can take your ribbon, and make sure you guys can see this here. You take your ribbon and just hold it in place there, and it won't really slide around too much. And then another trick is if you have some of these reverse tweezers, this helps with tying bows as well. So we're going to take our ribbon here and tie a little bow. So we're gonna tie, kind of like tying your shoes, right? And cross over. Well, I didn't do that. I didn't cross anything over. There we go. All right, so we're doing this over the left side of the card here. And what I'm gonna do is where these two ribbons meet, I'm gonna take my reverse tweezers and kind of slide them in there and give, there we go. And try to hold that ribbon together so you have a free, it's like having a third hand. So like if you asked your friend, hey, come help me. Oh, and I gotta do it backwards. This is what my friend Carol showed me, and it really does work. I'm still trying to get used to it, but it really makes your bow turn out perfect every time. So we just adjust our bow here, and mine's a little loose. There we go. And we'll just make that pretty. Make it a little smaller. It doesn't need to be huge. And just kind of fuss with it a little bit and get it where you want it to be. Make it a little bit smaller here. And then we're gonna trim our tails. I always do it at an angle. Oh man, I have a lot of extra ribbon. I didn't mean to make it that big, but that's all right. Okay, so can you guys, okay. Just wanna make sure you could see me. My phone says my battery's low, but I think we'll be okay. I have everything pre-cut, so this shouldn't take too long. All right. And we're just gonna have, again, a teensy weensy border here. adjust it so you guys can see me. All right, so we'll put that to the side. We'll do our stamping real quick. Get our Hey Boo out of here. It's so cute. And just get a little stamp block. Have our tuxedo black. And we're just going to stamp this right in the center here because our ghost is going to be on one side. And then we're going to put stars on the other side. I love this little phrase. I actually found a porch sign that says Hey Boo that I'm thinking about buying. And I found, like, I've seen so many things at Halloween with Hey Boo on it. I think they're so cute. Okay, so for our little ghost, we're just going to kind of put him off to the side here. So I'm going to put a little bit of seal on the edge. And then kind of put him right there. Okay, and then we're gonna pop him up over our ribbon. So I'm gonna get some dimensionals, and I'm gonna use these little ones off of the side here and just kind of put a couple on the back of my sentiment. And I like to just butt them up against the ribbon, and that's another way to kind of keep the ribbon in place. So you don't have to worry about it moving around. And I'm actually going to put it a little bit over the ribbon too. Because if we do that, yeah. And then I'll put one behind my ghost. Maybe another one. I'm just going to use a lot. I always tell people in my class, don't be afraid of dimensionals. Just use a ton of them. Yep. Because you really want to make sure that your project stays popped up and isn't like curvy or falling down in places, kind of bubbly. You want it to be flat and popped. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Thanks for joining us from Wisconsin. Is it hot out there? You guys probably have lovely weather. Let's make sure we get that over the dimensionals. Yep. All right. Let's see here. And then the last thing we need to do is put some of these stars. So I just wanted to show you guys these. Look how fun. They all have that, like, except for the black. And the black doesn't really have it, but it's like a purplish color. It's like an iridescent color. And then the orange has that iridescent gleam on the top of it too. It's so cool. All right, so we're gonna take a smaller one here and we're gonna put it right in the corner. And then we're gonna take a big one. Oops, that one kind of flew away from me. I'm gonna do the bigger one and then the little one up here. And that's our Halloween card. That's it. Super easy, right? So cute. All right. 77. Oh my gosh, I wish. Here in Central Florida, it's like 100. It feels like, and the humidity is crazy when it starts raining, and we've had a lot of rain lately. So right before the rain, it gets really hot and humid. It's so gross. All right, so now we're going to work on our second card here. So this one uses this adorable Sweets and Treats. I love this so much. I've seen so many cute projects. You could use it for happy birthday. It's got the little cupcake and the birthday. As a baker, I was really drawn to this set, and I love all the little scripty font. I think it's really cute. So I was super excited to play with this for the catalog launch cards, and we're going to use, I have to show you this paper before we get started. This Whimsy and Wonder paper is gorgeous. It has all of these beautiful, it's got like iridescent foil in it. This is probably my favorite out of the whole pack. These snowflakes are gorgeous. I don't know, maybe not. There's a lot of beautiful paper in here. And then this is what we're using on the back of our card. And you can see it's got that iridescent foil in it too. And then it's got this beautiful pink chevron pattern on the back. Oh, and these trees, I can't even get over this. Again, all that foil is so pretty. And then a little light green mint macaron pattern. These little gifts with their iridescent bows. And the little holly berries on the back, so cute. And then this is just iridescent stripes. You could do so much with this. And the little dots on the back. This is another one of my favorites. This is probably my second favorite. Look how adorable the little deer is. It's so cute. Oh, I love this. I saw this on some other demonstrator's website and I had to order it like right away. I loved it so much. So, Wonder and Whimsy is the suite, and this is called this paper is called the Whimsy and Wonder. I'm like dyslexic. I keep switching it around. Whimsy and Wonder Specialty Designer Series paper. It's so pretty. Okay, so for this card, so this is probably, I would say, the most complicated card out of the bunch, and it's not that complicated, but it just is a little time consuming because you have to color and then you have to wait for glue to dry. So I'm going to show you the little tricks for it, and then I just love all the texture on it though. We've got this velvet ribbon and then the gloss from the glue that kind of gives it a little bit more dimension too. So, all right, let's get started. So I have my Blushing Bride card base, and all of the measurements are on my blog, and I will update the supply list as the new products are available tomorrow. I have a little chart on there because I haven't been able to update it from my Stampin' blog. But once the products are live, I'll be able to add them to my Stampin' blog. So this is that Whimsy and Wonder paper, and we're just going to put that on our mint macaron card base. And like I said, all the dimensions are in the supply list for this paper. I just love the foil. I think it's so cool. Foil is really hard to see on paper. So like if you have foil in a catalog, it's really hard to see it, but once you see it in person, it's so cool. So we're just going to take this velvet ribbon is, was it 1/2 inch? Yeah, it's 1/2 inch wide. So we're just going to take a little bit and snip it so that it's big enough to curl around the edges, and we're going to use glue dots to hold it in place. I tried using tear and tape, and it kind of works, but I really find that glue dots work the best in holding ribbon in place. So we're going to use glue dot. Oh, my glue dots are out. I gotta get another package. Hold on. Keep saying you're not going to buy any more paper. I know, Sue. I'm an enabler. I'm sorry. All right, so we're going to take our glue dots here. Let's see. Oh, here they are. So I'm just going to put one on the back of the paper. And another one. We're probably going about 3/4 of an inch over. Probably about an inch over, actually. And we're just going to take our ribbon and push it down on that glue dot and then wrap it around. You don't want to do it too tight, but you want it to be taut so it's not bubbling up. And then we just kind of push it over the back there. And then, since this ribbon is so bulky, we have to pop it up on our card base with dimensionals. So we're going to grab a ton of dimensionals. Or what I said, don't be afraid. Pop those dimensionals on there, pop it all up, use them up. Okay, I just put a ton on there. All right, so I've got what, like 12 dimensionals on here. I could probably even put more on here, but I feel like this is a good amount. Okay. Ugh, last little one. All right. So we're gonna stick this up on our card base. And again, you're just gonna have a small border, nothing huge. There. And then I have a stitched frame from the Stitch So Sweetly dies. These are from the annual catalog. If you don't have these, you should buy these. I use them all the time. This is probably one of my favorite die sets ever. I use them constantly. So we're just going to use the large stitched frame that I already die cut. And, oh, I need to get my smoky slate. All right, here we go. So we're gonna get our smoky slate to stamp our cake stand and dome. Okay. And then let's see, from the Sweets and Treats, we need this little dome. And I love photopolymer stamps that are, you can see everything. I just kind of lay it on there real light and then press it so it keeps its shape, because they will kind of go all over the place if you don't just lay them down lightly. They're kind of, oh, that fits almost perfect there. Okay, so first I'm going to do my cake stand. I'm going to make sure I have it facing the right side up. And then we're just going to come in here, and I'm going to leave a little bit of room on the bottom just to kind of center it. And there's the stand, and as you can see, it fits almost perfectly. There's not a lot of extra room there. And then we're just going to use our dome and stamp right above it. Perfect. I actually lined that up better than the first one I did. That's pretty good. All right, so we did that. So now I'm gonna get my memento back here, and we're gonna stamp our fruitcake from the same set. Our little fruitcake here. And then I'll stamp my sentiment too while we're doing all of our stamping. I'll just use black for that as well. Okay. Make sure you guys can see this. I'm just lining it up and just do even pressure. Perfect. And then, oh, I'll leave that out, and I'll do, because any way you slice it, I'm thankful for you, which I think is such a cute Thanksgiving phrase. And I have a scrap piece of paper in my little kit, or I did, oh, here it is. I just grabbed a scrap piece, and we're gonna trim this down. Perfect. Oh, love it, love it. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of coloring real quick. Try to move this stuff off to the side here. Okay, so as we look at our example here, we're going to use, this is the light crumb cake, and I'm using the bullet tip just to make it easier to make sure that I don't color over something that I don't want to color over. We're just going to do all, I thought this was a good color for cake because it does kind of look just like a little lightly baked cake, some sort of vanilla cake. I think crumb cake is, or not crumb cake, fruit cake is usually pretty dark, but I decided to keep this one light. And now the colors in the paper are Mint Macaron and Blushing Bride, but I didn't have blends that were those colors, so I just used the closest thing I had, which was Flirty Flamingo and Just Jade. And if you do that, you'll be fine. If you have greens and pinks that are close, it honestly will look gorgeous. You don't need the exact color. Obviously, it looks prettier if you have the exact color, but you can always make it work with what you have. Okay, and then we're gonna use, actually, I think I used the light pink, the light Flirty Flamingo for this one. Yeah, light Flirty Flamingo for the berries. and some of the fruitcake pieces here. And then I think I use the lights out of all of the packs that so crumb cake, smoky slate, just jade, and flirty flamingo. It's all of the light colors. So light just jade. This is light, right? Yeah, it comes out kind of dark, but it is the light one. But it matches pretty well, like I said. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just a little bit of coloring. I know coloring's not everybody's favorite, but this isn't too bad. It's a little bit. Okay, and then just a few here. Get those other fruitcake pieces. And then we'll color our stand and put a little Wink of Stella on here. So this is the light smoky slate. And we're just coloring that stand in. I like to use the light tip, so at least around the edge. Then I can go back in with the brush tip and kind of do it a little bit quicker. There we go. And now I'm going to switch to the and then all over my cake stand here. I just love that bling, the little bit of bling that Wink of Stella gives you. All right, so now for our cake stand. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put it on my card, and then I'm gonna put the sentiment over there. And then I will show you how to do the glue. So I recommend doing the glue last because, and so you see how this is kind of hanging over the ribbon a little bit, so we don't want to put dimensionals right along the edge. So I'm actually just going to put them over just a smidge so that it doesn't interfere with that ribbon. So we're using the fine tip glue to make a little bit of extra dimension for our cake stand. So I recommend doing everything and then doing, like, putting your card together and then doing the glue at the very end, because it takes at least an hour for the glue to dry. So it's better to just assemble everything and then do the glue last and then just set it aside to dry. Okay, so we put that on, and then we have our sentiment. So we're just gonna kind of angle that. And then we're gonna trim it down just a smidge here. And I'm gonna do it again here. And I think I'll trim just a little bit right there too. Okay, so we're gonna put this, kind of line it up under our cake stand. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of seal at the very top here. And just line that edge up with the edge of the cake stand right there. Okay, so for our cake stand here, to give it that little bit of dimension, you're going to take your fine tip glue pen and you're just going to add glue to the very top here and kind of stay in the lines, just kind of slowly squeezing that glue bottle out and staying within those lines. You can always just use the tip. If you get a little bit too much glue, you can just use that tip and kind of move the glue around how you need it there. And kind of fill in some of those empty spots. And you can actually use this tip if you have like some bubbles or something. You can get a toothpick where you can just kind of use this tip to kind of pop some of those bubbles and smooth everything out like that. And I think of a bubble right there. I have to go get a toothpick here in a second, and that's it. So then what you're going to do, and the easiest way to put this back in, you want to put it in right after you're done using it. Use your finger and kind of take this little insert and guide it along your finger to put it back in that glue tip top because it's so fine. It's really hard to get it in there if you just try to eyeball it. So that's it. So now we just need to let this dry. I'm going to go get a toothpick later, or even, I probably shouldn't use my snips, but I'm going to try to see if I can do it that way. Pop that bubble. Yep, I did it, and I'll just wipe that off. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to set this aside. I'm not going to touch it for at least an hour, but that's it for this card. It's so pretty. So I'm going to move this to the side. All right, so our last card, and I got to hurry because my phone is about to die. We're going to use this cute friendship card right here. So let's see where I got it. So we're using a soft seafoam card base. Again, this is from the Penguin Playmates. This is the other side here. So cute. You got to be careful when you're cutting directionally, but just pay attention to that. We're going to use a strip of that bedazzling paper. And then I already pre-cut the little critters that we're going to be using today. So real quick, let's do this card. And this is, you're going to see this comes together so quick and easy. Let's move that out of the way here. So first we're going to put our tree background on, and it's a little bit longer probably than it needs to be, but we're going to overlap the bedazzling strip on top of it there. And we're just going to, and this is going to cover the whole card base here. So let's see, line that up. It should line up perfectly. And then we're going to just put a little bit of seal on our bedazzling strip here and line that up towards the bottom edge. And that'll cover that. And then I just use that as like a little piece of ground basically that they're standing on. So we're going to put the bear and line him up towards the very edge here. And then our little penguin friend, and then our fox. So I just used more seal for that. You're just going to put seal or liquid glue, whatever you're comfortable with. Just put some sort of adhesive on the back there. And again, line him up so he's standing up on the dazzling paper. And then we'll put the penguin on. If you have some sort of like image cutting machine, like a Silhouette or a Brothers Scan and Cut, that would be probably the easiest way to cut these little critters out, but I just hand cut them. And it takes a minute, but it's not too bad. And then line up his tail along the edge of the card here. And that's perfect. So now we have a die cut that I got from, let me see if I have it out here. Yep. So we're using the sentiments, this Christmas to remember, and we're using the Friends Like You Make the Season Special. And I'm using the seasonal labels dies. And both of these you'll be able to order starting tomorrow. And then this is the die cut that I use, but it's got so many different pretty die cuts on there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hurry just a teensy bit because like I said, my phone is about to die, but I want to make sure to get this done so that you guys can see. So let's see, friends. And we're gonna put that on here. And then I'm using fresh freesia. And we're gonna stamp right in the center here. I love that color, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. And then for this one, we're gonna pop this up with dimensionals as well. I love dimensionals. Should take out stock and dimensionals. I use them all the time. All right. So we're gonna put that on there. And we're gonna just use that right above the little fox's booty. And then I'm just taking some basic rhinestones, rhinestone basic jewels, and we're gonna take the medium-sized ones down here. We're gonna put one right there, and then a small one up here, and another small one up top. And that's it. We have all three of our cards done. So Thank you so much for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed these cards. Don't forget, tomorrow, Tuesday, August 3rd, is when you can start ordering from the July through December mini catalog. I hope that you'll order through me, Jennifer Roque, and don't forget that you can get a free gift with a $50 purchase. Not only Sale-A-Bration items, but you can get my free gift, which are this month the stars right here. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone that participated in my catalog launch last week, and don't forget to check my blog at noon today to see if you won one of the prize bundles. So, all right, guys, well, have a great week. I hope you enjoy Sale-A-Bration. Get those wish lists ready for tomorrow. And always contact me if you have any questions. You can email me at stampcampwithjen@gmail.com. All right, guys, well, have a great week. And until next time, happy stamping. Bye.